Alright, what is up you guys? I'm here kind of testing out a new type of video here. And if you want to see the same thing for WrestleMania, be sure to let me know. And, you know, normally I do a review after the pay-per-view, but I figured I would kind of review it as I go and kind of give you my reactions right after the matches. You know, I'll do the normal star rating, and then I'll give it a overall letter grade at the very end. So, as you can see right here, I have Sam Roberts. You know, the pre-show is almost over. The pay-per-view is going to be starting here pretty soon. So yeah, let's do this. So first up here we have the War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. They are making their entrances right now. So, you know, if I had to give my predictions, I didn't do a prediction video, so I'm actually going to go with the War Raiders to retain. So, you know, I expect this to be a pretty damn good match. Alright, so the War Raiders retain their titles, as you can see right there. Still your champions, as I kind of predicted. So, you know, that was a fantastic match. We have a hot crowd tonight, just epic crowd. Like, every chant, you know, they were just really on par with the match, and, you know, they were really into the match. So, overall, I'm going to give this match 4.25 out of 5. This was phenomenal and a great start. You know, I love when they have these tag matches to start out the pay-per-view. You know, very impressive work by Ricochet. Even the War Raiders, they're so agile, you know, because obviously they're not in the best shape for a professional wrestler, but they can still do more than a lot of the in-shape guys can do. So, you know, we had a great opener here. So, 4.25 for this match. So, after the tag match, the War Raiders gave Ricochet and Aleister Black, you know, a bow. They put the titles on the mat and bowed down to them. And I really think Aleister Black and Ricochet are going to the main roster permanently because, you know, they had a little moment in the ring, kind of a farewell to the fans. So, yeah, I guess they're not going to be in NXT anymore. So, yeah. Because I didn't know how long, you know, a lot of these guys that got called up, I didn't really know how long they were going to be in between brands, you know, appearing on both. So, yeah, it looks like it's the end for Ricochet and Aleister Black on NXT. You know, obviously they've had a great run there. So, you know, Ricochet, of course, one of my favorites, probably behind Gargano. So, yeah. Good for them. So next up we have Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle for the North American Championship. I'm going to say Velveteen Dream to retain. I personally don't like Matt Riddle at all. I can't stand him. So, you know, I think the Dream will retain this. And, you know, not necessarily looking crazy forward to this match. I am a fan of Velveteen though. So, we'll see what happens. So, Velveteen Dream is still the North American Champion. What a match. That, honestly, that exceeded my expectations. I really didn't think much of this match. And, honestly, it kind of showed how talented Matt Riddle really is. You know, a lot of people give him shit for just coming from MMA, UFC. You know, I'm not a big fan of his character, but he does have talent. And, you know, that was a really good match. I'm going to also give that 4.25. So 2 4.25 matches in a row. And wow, you know, a crazy near fall. You know, we had, I guess it was a German suplex from the top rope. You know, that was great. And then you had a bro mission into a roll up, and then Velveteen got the pin. So, and we also had some heelish tendencies from Matt Riddle here. So, yeah, just great match. So next up we have Walter and Pete Dunne for the United Kingdom title. Just going through the video package right now leading into it. And this one's tough. You know, I think there is a possibility we see a new champion here. As much as I'd like to see Pete Dunne retain the title, you know, I love this streak that he's on. I don't know. This one I'm kind of split, but I'm going to kind of throw a wild card here. I'm going to say Walter's going to win. That may be the less logical decision, but just in terms of predicting it. But, I think if anyone's going to take the title from him, I think this is a good choice. So we'll have to see. Wow. We just had one of the most incredible matches. This one's going to be hard to rate. Walter is the new NXT UK champion. Like, this was just insane how good this match was. Like, it's matches like this that remind me why I'm a wrestling fan in the first place. Perfect pacing. It was just old school wrestling, and it told a phenomenal story. I'm going to give this a 4.75 out of 5, which is the second highest score I go. So, this was just phenomenal. Just brilliant storytelling. And it's just intelligent to put the more, kind of the slow, more psychological paced match in the middle. In the middle of the card. And it took a little bit for the crowd to get into it, but it was a slow build, which is what, a lot of these matches should be. I believe a slow build, it means more when you get to kind of the more important stuff. So, I can't praise this match any higher. This was phenomenal. So, as you can see, we have Shayna Baszler retaining the title. I was not expecting that. I was really hoping for a new NXT Women's Champion. I think it's the time to do that. So, I was very surprised by this booking decision. But overall, this was a pretty good Fatal 4-Way match and a decent women's match on the card. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. It did what it had to do, and what was really cool about it is it felt like everyone in there had a certain dynamic to bring to the match. And everyone felt like they were needed there and felt important, which is really good when it comes to multi-man matches. A lot of the times you'll just have, it just feels like someone's thrown in there. But no, you had, the Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, a little mini rivalry going on in there. And then you had Bianca Belair and Baszler kind of continuing their rivalry. So, yeah, who knows what we'll see next. But, pretty good Fatal 4-Way match. Alright, so here we go with the main event. We have Gargano versus Adam Cole. 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT Championship. Ciampa, unfortunately, was injured. But I think it's kind of a win here. This is a match I really want to see. I can't wait for this. I love 2 out of 3 falls matches, just on their own. But I just know this is going to be, it's going to be hard to follow the UK title match, but I'm not going to be surprised if it's better. So my official prediction for this, I really think Gargano is going to win this. I feel like originally he was going to beat Ciampa. But, yeah, I think he really deserves the NXT title, and, I think he's going to have a good run with it. So right now, Cole, he hit the last shot, and he got the first fall on Gargano. So, this match is only getting started. It's really good so far, and, assuming it's going to be, sudden death, it's going to be tied eventually, so I'm thinking Gargano is going to get the next fall. So Gargano gets the second fall by submission, quick tap, and Gargano's actually bleeding a little bit above his eyebrow. So, kind of interesting. It's not like I didn't really see how he got cut, but it's nothing bad. But, I always thought, and I always will think, that blood can add to certain matches, and, sometimes it's, I personally love bleeding, even like hard-way bleeding is great, so it always adds to a match. Good fucking God. This was another phenomenal match. We had Gargano getting the third fall by submission. The Undisputed Era was out there. Near fall after near fall. We had a ref bump. More near falls. This was literally the ultimate story of winning the title. Like, this was phenomenal. I'm going to give this match 4.75 out of 5. Just wow. Like, it's just... Oh, that was insane. And this was one of the most electric crowds I've ever seen for a pay-per-view. Like, this was great. You know, like the NXT Takeover I went to, which was in August, Brooklyn 4, I thought that crowd was unhinged. This was just tenfold. I'm going to give this pay-per-view, for the first time ever, I've never done this, for a live review. You know, I've done it for a past pay-per-view, but I'm going to give this show an A+. This is what a wrestling pay-per-view should be. To me, match of the night was still the UK title match with Dunn and Walter. And the main event was just fantastic. Good fatal 4-way match with the women. Great tag team opener. And a good, another great North American title match. Top to bottom, this is a solid card. A+. Let me know your thoughts down below and what you would grade it and what your star ratings would be. For now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.